has a good sense of humor. I'm honored to be in front of the Senate of Utah on my 205th birthday. But I would tell you that the year that they're talking about, 150 years ago, we celebrated last year remembering the Gettysburg Address, the Battle of Gettysburg. And I was thinking to myself coming in, well, only a year ahead of that, I had Secretary of War Stanton notify Brigham Young to activate the Mormon cavalry to protect the new telegraph lines and the stagecoaches moving the mail through this area. Yeah. Then we came to 1863 and we had the terrible Battle of Gettysburg. The one that had ended in any other way might have brought about a divided nation. It ended the right way, and we're here today as a part of that, an expansion to Utah. You would become well, in 1850, you become a territory official. Now, I came to Gettysburg 4.5 months after the Battle of Gettysburg. They were planning to have a dedication for the ceremony at internment in October. But the speaker they invited, Edward Denver, the former president of Harvard University, asked for a month's delay. So when the committee said, well, we're taking a chance with November 19th, the ceremony has to be outside, and it could be any kind of weather in Gettysburg. But they said maybe we should have invited the president. So I wasn't invited for the first ceremony. I received my invite on November 2nd. Could you be here on the 19th instant, Mr. President, to help us dedicate by making a few appropriate remarks? So if you've ever wondered about the brevity of the Gettysburg Address, it's because those were my instructions. What did I say? I wanted to tell that crowd, where did we come from? What promises were in our beginning? What transpired here last summer to say that was going to go on, and we were going to not let ourselves dwindle into a divided country which might be taken over by a tyrannical European voice army. And so I wanted to challenge them as they went away to go home and do something for your community, for your country. And that was in my leadership aspect of the Gettysburg Address. I said, referring to 87 years. Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all are created equal. Now, we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this, but in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will no longer remember what we say here, but it can never forget what we did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here, to the unfinished work which those who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored days, we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish,